up? What's up? Today is actually a chilly day, but the sun is out. Remember what I was telling you about? You get in the Midwest, you get what you get. The day before yesterday was great weather, but it was not sunny. It was gonna rain. Now it's the opposite. You got the sun, but yeah, a little chilly, which is fine. You get to walk, you get to go for a nice walk or a hike in a weather like this. How is it going? Jeffrey, my man. Well, the number one spot is for the number one spot. How are you guys doing today? Do you guys hear like crazy wind in the background or no? Because I can go indoors. Frankie Muhammad, salam alaikum, brother. Hopefully the amazing, holy month of Ramadan is going great for you. Love your content, bro. Love it. Today is Sunday, as you guys all know. Well, I hope you guys all know. And today is Q&A day, or more so, it's for the family. Today is the family day. You guys dictate what we talk about, and you guys get to ask whatever you would like. We can play truth or dare if you guys want to. Mr. Panulo, the legend, the man, the one and only. And Hell wants to. How are you? How are you both, Mr. Mario and Hell 81? Yeah, they shadow banned me, Jeffrey. I know you didn't get it. KJW in the house. Yeah, they shadow ban me here and there because sometimes, or most of the times, at all times I speak my brain. I speak my mind, speak my heart. I don't care what YouTube, if it's cool with them or not, or with any agenda. AB is the ultimate rebel and the biggest humanitarian, just put it that way. So if I see any bullying or any wrong, AB is not the one that will be quiet. AB will say it, and as always, suffer the consequences of it. Because unfortunately, we live in the world that, that rewards you in a bad way, that punishes you. Well, not the whole world, obviously. There's more good out there than bad. I'll just put it that way. But the powers that may be, or the powers that are trying to defeat the good, are in control right now. Okay, perfect. Thanks for letting me know, Jeffrey. That's what I was wondering. Let me get inside the car. Actually, I'll go inside the vehicle. Yeah, as I said, it was great sun, but terrible wind. Oh, or no? Is it actually, Jeffrey? Is it the quality of the video, like the shooting, or is it the sound? Like, do you hear crazy wind? Oh, from Canton, Ohio, I'm like 2 hours and a half. Yeah. I think I found the perfect spot. And you know what's crazy? It's very close to my router too, for my. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna. Let's see. I found the perfect spot for service and against the wind, but it's perfect spot for the sun. Straight into my eye. I told you, this is the Midwest. You gotta give to take. I mean, that's better. That's life in general. Let's see. Let's see. Mullen. I heard Inhale 1981. Mullen. So, excuse me. Here's what you got to worry about with Mullen, guys. It's Brendan. Welcome to the chat, brother. You have to watch out from a few things, actually. One, the fact that it's one of those EV sector companies. I know it's been around for a while, but it really just popped on the scene the way that it have, like fairly recent, not too long ago, you know, and that's a big problem because you're talking about a vehicle company or a provider that is fairly new in that sector, and that whole sector is packed down by Tesla, you know. So Tesla, from the American side, you got Workhorse, you got plenty of good EV sector, you know, companies out here. Neo from China, xpev, you know, all those are good companies. The problem is with what I see. I mean, the only good thing I could see from Mullen is that its evaluation could be still low, but as far as a disruptive thing, I don't see it being a disruptive company, simply because there's just so many that's in front of it. So I'm just looking ahead. Inhale 1981. I don't see something disruptive about it. I just see the only possibility is from a trading perspective. Maybe the evaluation is not there yet, but we are in tricky times. So at any given moment, you know, some companies can be shown the goodbye door, or some companies, like, you don't know through these times what the bottom is. Look at for example, sndl. I understand it was always like around the pennies and all that stuff, but look at that stock. It's always been below like the 50 cent or below the dollar. But you see how long it's been a story, like, and then in the mid of 2021 it was above $1 for a while, then it went back down under. Like, there's so much. It's all about time. How long are you planning? If you're looking for Mullen as a long term opportunity, I've actually even said this before, then maybe there is a chance there, because obviously the evaluation is extremely low. So if you're willing to ride the recession, willing to ride the whole process, why not jump into it? Yeah, dive into it. But again, I will never advise anyone what to do, but sell or buy. But as far as for immediate, no one can see the bottom. I can't tell you the bottom. I mean, anyone who tells you an actual bottom, that means they're guessing. I'll be honest with you, because this thing opened up with its IPO around the 11, 12, something like that, $9, $10 range somewhere. And you've seen the ride that it took down. Now that it's down here, it's easy to say that this is the bottom. Now let's go up. You know, it's just going to go back up to 9 and 10, but you can't use that measure, because that was just IPO release. The bottom could very well be $1 or $1.50 or $2. Again, unless a company purchases it, like Rivian from that, you know, that Amazon is majority owner, basically owner of, 60% owner of. They could come in and see, like, some of the bigger companies could see it as an opportunity to purchase. So it's just about the time and when. Let's see. Pete, how are you doing, brother? Nice to see you in here. Let's see what's next. Hopefully that answers it. Inhale That's just my outlook on Mullen. And I could do, if you'd like, I could do a deeper dive into it. Once I saw it, IPO time, like when it dropped, I did my due diligence then, but it was very brief, and I saw that it was just not much. Like the ones that I was really interested in, especially around this time, are like SoFi. Um, SoFi is like, trading around the $7 range, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't check it as of late, but yeah, that is an interesting company. I mean, they got their charter bank. They got a couple of other opportunities, a couple of other companies as well. They partnered up with or acquired. Um, the being like the only reason why they're down this down to $7 is simply because they have sold. Sorry, like their revenue wasn't up to what was expected. It was expected to be 1.5 billion. And instead, they're estimated to bring in, I think their earnings, did they have their earnings? I can't remember. I've been extremely busy since Ramadan started with a different world. Like I detached myself and went to a different planet. But I tried to stay as relevant as much as possible. But yeah, they're supposed to report their earnings, if not this upcoming week or so, sometime soon. If they didn't already out, obviously. Um, Man, the sun is beautiful. But it's killing my eyes. Trying to look up to you guys in the lens, and it's tough. So like, so yeah, SoFi is a stock that obviously, after they report, I think the analysts are reporting that they're going to have less revenue, which is 1.47 billion instead of 1.5 that was supposed to report it. And there's one more statistic that I last dove right into. I forgot what it was, but they are way below on income and money, and that's understood because look at their evaluation right now. That's kind of understood what killed them. SoFi speaking, that is because Mr. Biden extended the student loan, and that student loan thing, that relief, the student loan relief, that cut out of their profits because most of their profits, a lot of their profits, a big part of their profits come from restructuring debt, student loan debt, and we don't even have to dive in that now. I know it's something that is monstrous. So if you have some sort of principle, if you have a principle about that stuff and how the above and the banks and the system that screws over you know the consumer or the average citizen, then maybe you don't want to. I mean, again, if you're trying to look for something that's interesting or have value in the future, SoFi is way undervalued, guys, extremely undervalued. Um, but it's tricky times again because with that recession looming or anything, these things could hit. But they're positioning themselves really solid at $7. That's a really, really, really crazy, crazy stock. I mean, I personally see it um, at some point in the future. God knows. I'm not gonna give any dates, obviously, or anything, because we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. That could change the outlook of anything. But as far as the potential, it's one of the biggest potential stocks that I see growth also wise for growing. So hopefully that answers it. Inhale 1981. And Mr. Pantheon is in the house. Thank you, Mr. Pantheon. Appreciate it. I enjoyed, for the most part, most of your guys' live stream yesterday, you and the Macedonian. As always, golden standards. Thank you so much for stopping through. Pam the Trader. How are you, Pam? I have missed you. I'm pretty sure all of us in here missed you. KGW, I'm getting back to it. No, hold on. Before I answer your sundial question, KGW, who said I'm not a country music fan? I'm my most favorite is EDM, but country music, I love me some country music. It depends. It depends on what kind of country, you know. I don't have a problem with any music. Sometimes you catch me listening to some, and I listen to African music. I listen to obviously Arabic music. I listen to even rock and roll here and there. Depends. Pop music, hip hop. If it's real, the oldish hip hop like the Jay Z, the Blueprints, Nas, you know, the stuff with the message, not just oh my girl got a girlfriend. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear all that. I want to hear a message, an actual message being put in a song. So yeah, I love country. I love me some country. Um, Pokies, thank you so much. You know what's crazy? He's actually getting out later on tonight. So I think you guys like your prayers were answered. So I definitely and most humbly thank you guys, all of you guys. Thank you so much for all the prayers and everything. So he's getting out tonight. Uh, I'm thinking about actually telling them to was I was actually thinking about telling the hospital to try to keep him in for one more day or a couple more days, and not out of a cynical reasoning. It's because I don't want him to get back to smoking cigarettes. He can't stop, and that's what's killing him. Uh, and when he comes out here, he's from that generation where you can't talk to me, son. No matter how old you get, no matter how much sense you make, you'll always be my little kid. Yeah, he's from that um, time. He got that mindset. Um, is Sundial going below 53? Kind of thinking of getting a few more since my average is higher. Anybody into Sundial here? I'm into Sundial KJW. As I told you, I was going to answer that. Um, and I'll tell you this. You know, I don't. i- We know. Let's put the variables together, okay? You got until August. That's the extension that they filed for, right? Let's put the variables together so we can see what's good and what's bad, the good, bad, and the ugly. And we got one thing right. We have until August for the extension before any of this talk about delisting it from NASDAQ. And even if it does get delisted from NASDAQ, that doesn't mean it goes to zero. It doesn't go bankrupt. It just goes down to a different trading market. But no problem. Here's one thing. One thing we know the CEO said with his own tongue is um, they're prepared to do whatever it takes to make sure that Sundial meets the standards of the Nasdaq and all that stuff. So uh, he even said, like specifically said, they're well prepared, and I see this happening. Like I see this happening like no other. I can easily see a reverse stock split, honestly, and it will be good for them. I'm not against it. The only bad thing about a reverse stock split is that what you sell, the amount that you sell for less. Meaning, if you had 10,000 shares and and Sundial goes up to $2, just hypothetically speaking, then you're selling 10,000 times $2. But if they do a reverse stock split, your 10,000, let's say it's 2-to-1 ratio, becomes 5,000 shares. It got cut basically in half, and the stock goes to $2. You're selling 5,000 times $2. You see, so ultimately, what you're bringing in is less. Now, really, what we should, the only thing I was worried about was the delisting thing. But since that seems not to be the case, because the CEO mentioned they're well ready and prepared to do whatever it takes to make sure that that does not happen, and they can do a reverse stock split if needs to be, then yeah. I mean, look at the acquisitions that they made with the alcoholic company. Uh, all of them are like, and then there was a second one. There was with another marijuana company too. I think it was Hexo, unless that's with tlry. But yeah, those are big acquisitions, and Sundial is going to be looking really powerful. And all this is before any legalization. They have a major exposure to outside markets, especially in Europe. I know that they have a major market in Israel, Israel like gets a lot from them. So there's like at this point, if they do a reverse stock split, then 53 cents or lower is your best place to load up. Again, I'm not gonna tell you when to buy and when to sell or what to buy or what to sell, but if they do a reverse stock split, again, it's all about how many you have at that point. And I know eventually it's about what you guys, especially in Sundial, have been waiting. We've all been waiting for the longest time. So unless you were in Sundial back in 2020, toward the end of the pandemic, when it was still like in the 15 and the 18 cents range, because I was in Sundial. That was one of my fair stocks too, like after Party City, that I made really good grip of cash on. Um, it was down in like the 18 and the 33 cents, somewhere like way under the 33 cents. Sorry, it was like 15, 18 cents, 13 cents, something like that. And my fear was, is this even worth $1? Well, guess what? It was even worth 50 cents after. You know, made good. I jumped in and out of it a lot of times. But back in 2021, like I think it was back in June of 2021, after that run up at AMC, when I had plenty of options being played, you know, a lot of cash came in, so therefore I was able to open up a new position, big position in Sundial. So I'm not worried. We'll see how it goes down. And let's see who are in here. I will not let you guys stray away. By the way, it took until today for me to try to see that video from 2 days ago, the live, to read all those comments. And I went and read all the comments. You guys were all amazing, and it was fun. I wish I was able to catch up with all those comments. Pantheon, you're a true rare blood diamond. I'll put it that way. You're a blood diamond. Jeffrey, you are an amazing person as well. You're one of the best. All of you guys, I can't see the problem is it's like you, and that's not a problem. Don't get me wrong. That you guys are all wonderful and bring so many great qualities. And I could easily see myself like actually not just hanging out with you guys whenever we can, but contacting each other, being like a united web. I'm not kidding about the idea of, wow, I'll tell you guys what I just saw. I'm not kidding about the idea of us eventually developing a major fu cabal to try to and make it so that we can go ahead and compete against the hedge funds like Renaissance, and you know, we'll easily deal with Citadel down the line. Can you imagine? We all have we all are like of different backgrounds, but have similar ambition and similar views on life. So I've never thought for in a million years I would ever be doing this, and you know, meeting all of you guys through this, like this, right on my porch. Okay, Pantheon, answer the question for KGW, please. You probably already answered by the time I'm reading this. That's what took my father. I know, man. I know. The six. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry to hear this. Yeah, it's difficult, man, to see them do this like self-infliction. And the crazy part is I know he's been smoking for over 40 years, 45 years probably. Because he was smoking since he was 14 years old. Trust me, guys. People overseas, they're the wild, wild west. But yeah, my uncles, his two older brothers, were on the same path. And when they got that big warning from the doctors and told them, like when they had that incident, when they first went to the hospital, all it took was one time. One time, that's it. And they all went and, you know, like came out as different men. And they were smoking longer than him. My pops, he's just that stubborn guy. I remember speaking yesterday late night with my uncle overseas, and he was like, he was here in actually America. It's so crazy what happened with him. He was in Brooklyn, New York, and he was here for over 30 years, guys. But surprisingly, and he has 3 kids here. Well, they're all grown men. His oldest just got married down in Texas. But and one of them is actually in both of them are actually in the army. Yeah. Um, and the crazy part was he was going down when he went to Jordan. He overstayed and he never had his citizenship. He just had his green card. And when he went down overseas, he overstayed his 6 month. That's your like they tell you like how long you can stay and you can't overstay. And he did that. When he came back, they told him like they swapped his green card. They took it and sent him away back to Jordan. And he can never come back until 10 years from now. That's like a suspension time that he has to go through. So imagine that, like he's living by himself. He's at an older age. All he was doing was living here in the U.S. Before, like, for 30 something years. So that was rough. That was rough. Um, but he's in good health, and he stopped smoking. My pops, my way or the highway. Um, I'm praying for him. We'll see. Hey, Mrs. Tahiri, nice seeing you in here. Yes, it is a beautiful day. I told you guys, like in Cincinnati, it's you're gonna get one or the other. You can't have it all. So it's really rare that you get all the weather, everything, all good stuff. So today we have good sunrise. I mean, amazing sun, but it's a little chilly, a little windy. Other days it's a little bit different. 2 days ago, you guys remember we had the opposite. We had no wind, but we had a great weather. It was just gonna rain. Actually, I remember. Yeah, it was gonna rain. Ryan Lawrence, welcome to the chat. I'm into sundial. Yes, I'm in it with you as well. Maybe come that come. Oh, that's not old school hip hop. Okay, I get it. I mean, that's when hip hop evolved from the NWO and no, not NWO. What am I saying? Is it? Am I fasting is getting to my head now? Um, I'm talking about like it's getting to yeah, it is the NWO and the Tupacs and the Biggies. Um, but those guys kind of came after and revolutionized hip hop. That's what I mean. They revolutionized it after the Tupacs and all those guys and the Ice Cubes. Mm. Let's see this. KJW BR. I have been to the Big Valley Jamboree. It's a hell of a party. I could party to country music. It just wouldn't make me my top 10 of the decade list. Now I want to know. You get Shania Twain and Faith Hill on stage, and you have my full attention. Well, I'm down. I'm game, Pantheon. Um, don't forget, report the fake YouTubers to the SCC. We need to clean our community. Um, Honestly, guys, Future Whale, I don't know who are the fake YouTubers. Like, I understand what, if you're referring to Wick, um, I told you guys my output on that. Um, what I've said about it. I don't think anyone should like really go out of the way to report something like these guys. Um, Now, if somebody tries to, swindle you out of something, go for it. But reporting the guy, I mean, I've said my 2 cents before, guys. Knowledge is power, and that's your sword in life. Um, I think it's when the guy was speaking from the first video, the first few minutes, because of Forks said, please reply to this, or what's your comment on that? So I had to see that, but I didn't have to watch anything after that because it's pointless. It is really pointless. Um, you have your convictions, guys. You have everything you need. I've made my 2 cents about it. I'm pretty sure every other YouTuber I also saw made their 2 cents about it, which is far more attention than needs to be. Um, I think he's just growing his knowledge into the stock market and how to invest. Um, like I said, he even mentioned in that video that he just figured out what a stock with the short flow and how special that is and all that stuff. So again, obviously I'm not going to tell anyone what not to do and what to do. You guys can report whoever you want. You can report AB if you would like. I don't know what you're going to report him for, but go for it. At the end of the day, I'm not giving anyone any advice what to do and what not to do. Uh, and I don't know. Yeah, if you have time on your hands and you feel like somebody and you need to report them, I mean, again, you do what you got to do. Future. I remember Boss said with CS Trades, I remember when he had a conversation with them, um, he said that he sent the SEC a lot of things, like a tape about uh, King Griffin and stuff like that, and he never got his money. He never got his, you know, tell me, like the money that he wanted, so, or they promised to give. So all that stuff stays anonymous, so we never know if it's even true, anyways. Let's keep going. Pantheon, folks, tlry. Plus, I did go to Garth Brooks' concert and enjoyed it. That sounds fun. Yeah, I was there the year Garth was too. Ah, KJW, because you have letters, I can't even develop any idea of where you're from or what you are. So, Pantheon is saying hi to everyone else. Like I said, class act. Young Finest, what it do, my guy? Likewise, back to you. Pantheon, you're gonna 90% 90s rock tonight? I'm in that party. I'm in. I'm down. I have to be up early for at 9, and that was early because I sleep around 6:37. Um, so I'm gonna be up to to join the Wolf Pack and CS Trades. I think it's gonna be around 9:30, 10. Folks, hey everyone, AB Discord. Not now. Maybe in the future. Um, I barely could keep up with my life in this for right now to keep up with Discord or something. So you guys can make a Discord. AB will join it, and I could just join that. But you guys, me running it, oh my god, that would be a nightmare. Oh my god, thank you, Mrs. Tahiti. Um, it sounded like for a second like you were gonna hit everybody with that hammer. It worked though. I saw it. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate the love. Oh man, Gary Gensler is in the house. The other day I had a comment from Janet Yellen. Now Gary Gensler is coming. Is that how it works? The Treasury comes in and then uh, chimes in, and then the SEC follows. Good job. Yeah. When you get to the bottom of it, I'm pretty sure we'll see some results, Mr. Gary. Thank you. Mrs. Tahiti, looking for some bunnies. Yes. The problem is, if it came from anyone else, Young Finest, I would have I would have took it for what is for its face title, for its face value. But coming from you, I already know what you mean by your statement. You're a you're a 21-year-old for sure. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. It does not last long. Once it goes, it's a countdown after that. Especially after the 30s, your birthdays start clicking like this. Like what? Yesterday I was 29. Yeah, no, not anymore. 30, 31, 32. It's just 33. Fast. And sometimes now I confuse. Like, am I still 32 or am I 34 now officially? Life. Gary G. Aren't you supposed to today? I don't know whose live I was on once. I snuck in, and nothing against you, Mr. Gary. he they called Gary, that this one person called Gary a weasel. They said he looked like a weasel, and I broke out. I couldn't help it. Because I looked at Gary's like face, and then he was like they were describing his nose and whatever. And I don't like this idea of making fun of people, but it was just so. The way that that person was describing it, it was just impeccable. Um, chillin', chillin', good. Sugar Gary, prove it. Don't spray it. Yes, thank you, Frankie Muhammad. I appreciate you, brother. NWA, coming straight out of Compton. How many people watched that movie? It's kind of a letdown because a lot of events didn't happen the way they did. The only part that was crazy was when what's his name had announced that he had when they told him that that he had HIV, and it was just crazy after that when he was dying. Janet and I are looking into Lou and John Wick sniping as fake posers. Yeah. Mrs. Tahiti, you're always gonna be Young's mentor for sure. You're gonna be around him, making sure if we go anywhere, you're gonna be the one that's gonna be making sure to keep him in check. I was supposed to take the night off last night to hang with Mrs. Pantheon, but I ended up joining the Macedonian for this 1 year anniversary. I might not be able to go online tonight. Oh man, uh, that sucks. Um, I mean, for what it's worth, it was definitely fun, a fun sight and sound to hear both of you back at it together. Um, in fact, that's how I got hip to either of you guys, Pantheon and the Macedonian, was in that combo. You guys definitely form a dream team for sure. Um, so it was fun to see that, and um, hopefully, I'm pretty sure Mrs. Pantheon is even a greater woman than than what Mr. Pantheon gives us an implication on her to be. So I'm pretty sure she's fully understanding, and you might have, you always have today and tonight, Mr. Pantheon. So make things correct with Mrs. Pantheon. Otherwise, she'll cut off the channel. Uh, Abdul, how are you, brother? Pantheon did not report AB. Thank you, sir. Well, I'm very minimal compared to the true movers of this movement. Um, yeah, we can. If we have to sacrifice, I'll be more than happy to throw myself out first. Um, but definitely need many others that are more important and crucial to the movement and the community. You, um, Boss, and Blunts, and Bigums, and these guys are to be the iceberg of the movement, and I'd be more than happy to do the Titanic. uh, KGW, I'm from Saskatchewan. Not to sound illiterate, but where's that? KGW. Thanks, Pantheon. Happy Mrs. Pantheon. Happy home. No worries. I'll wait. It was so much fun the other night to let loose. A foot loose. Loose. A foot loose. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I'm a big fan of the Pantheon let me loose for sure. The plunge protection team was looking forward to visiting your show tonight. Uh, yeah, they'll have fun. Da, 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 da. Stacia. I always have to add so much, so like I have to hold on to the at the end so I can make sure I got it right. How are you doing today, sis? Good to see you in here. All right. I enjoyed your MIT cryptocurrency course. Evie, did you feel a little uncomfortable or weird when you first started putting content out on YouTube, or was it whatever and natural? Young. I'm glad you asked this question. I only get nervous when I join others, and the reason is because and this might be the craziest reason. So you guys, I never thought I would get this question in a million years. The only reason why I get nervous when is because I hold every person I join to a higher standard, and I'm pretty sure that since I'm joining their platform or their channel and collaborating with them, since I hold them to a high standard, I'm pretty sure that I do not want to let them down in front of their viewers and their fans and their followers. I hate the word fans, so please subtract that. And whenever I say that again, call me out, guys. So yeah, like whenever they're following, I've just put that into. I just keep thinking too much. See, I'm doing it right now because I'm feeling like I'm right now on Pantheons, or at Massalorians, or Tony, or CS traits. Even when I join them tomorrow, it's just that's the only thing. Now, however, that doesn't take away the info that I have. So if I get asked a question, of course I'm gonna answer it. But inside, I just feel like I need to provide even more than my best and reach to a different ceiling, just to make sure that I don't. And where I get nervous is to know when should I speak, when should I not speak, because again, it's their time, it's their shine, and I'm not there to try to take any of it, not by any means. In fact, I'm trying to add more to it. So yeah, I never get nervous. I'm always like this because, again, like I told you, I broke out of that comfort zone way long time ago when I was younger. When I was 18, that's when I had to do the scariest first decision of my life, which was leaving college, you know, and leaving it, and that was big because all your life, for me personally, for me it was always school after school after school, and then you graduate from this, you go to that, and then you graduate from this, you go to that, and it's just been like a cycle. But you heard the AB story, hopefully the live. I mean, I know it was a little long, but that was the AB story. um, I flourish in uncomfortable zones because that have become my comfortable zone. uh, yeah, there's no stress or weirdness. So when I did what I did and opened up my business at that time at 21, that was a very, very intense timing, and it was very, very, like, everything that was hard and unbelievable, I broke right through it then. So now I was able to leave myself, like, I really opened up myself to be an open platform to download whatever. That's why at 32 or 33, uh, I was already kind of downloading so many things from the world out there, because as I told you, you always want to be a student. The second that you become a teacher, or you label yourself as a teacher, is the second your growth dies. No more growth. You stop mentally and and logically. That's when you stop. So you always want to be a student. I will never be a teacher or anything or any of that sort. Now, I'm more than happy to learn and teach and learn and teach, but never label myself as the teacher and that's it, or professor. Never that. Even until my last dying breath, guys. There's always more to learn out there. Always. And someone always knows something more than you do. Just like someone is more powerful than you out there. That was the toughest question to answer in my teens. I feel like I'm the strongest in the world. Well, someone is always stronger than you. Humble yourself. So it comes out natural, Yank. Be you. Be you. When you try to put things together, Young, if you're thinking about doing a channel, please go for it. I'll be your first supporter, and I'll be excited to see what you would bring out. But be you. Do not try to fabricate things together and whatever, because when it's natural, it's felt, it's true. But when it's put together, then I don't know. Hi, Brendan Young. We can still make him blush. You guys definitely know how. You guys are got the keys to all AB. Yes, Brendan, he's getting out tonight. Appreciate you the checkup, brother. You're very genuine. Stacia. Mrs. Tahiti. AB, that would be putting the mouse in charge of the cheese. He's hookers and Lambos. I'm gigolos and jaguars. That's why it works perfect. You guys are a one-stop shop. Oh my god. Gary Gensler, LOL. I never get tired of your silly antiques. Yep, right? Brendanella. Did you just ask where was Saskatchewan? Yeah, I did. I feel like this stands for something that I need to know now. Oh my god, I feel so lost right now and embarrassed. Okay, Stacia. Uh, the other night you left because you had to paint. Girl, what painting do you do? We all are curious. Sorry if you already said. If I had a guess what Stacia draws, I feel like she would be a better painter than Jack to drawing Rose in Titanic. So I think that's what Stacia, if I had a guess, she draws natural art. Very natural. Let's see. I'll find out down there now. And Regina Days, KGW, PR, my brother, works in Regina. In Pilot Boot. Airbnb makeovers Tahiti. What's my brother works in Regina and lives in Pilot Boot. I'm still lost. I I love you guys. Safe to say, I'm sure I know people who know him. See, Stacia is laughing. I tell you, you know what's funny, Stacia? I want to get back into my jewelry designing, though. That's what's up. So I'm still pronouncing things. You know, on the bright side, I'm catching up with all the comments today. I'm right on the spot, unless you guys are typing slower. Um, but now you owe it to me. You and Pantheon, you guys got to tell me. Bradwan, what's up? Welcome to the house. Um, I had this Argentinian friend. Sorry, not Argentinian, Venezuelan friend. Okay, this is Stacia. This is about art. Okay, and he was running here in the Newport on the Levee. You know, and Newport used to be the Las Vegas of USA, like many years ago. It was the hub before, everything became Vegas. Um, but that's what Newport was. It was filled with mafia scene and cigars and whiskey and all that kind of stuff. Everybody knows, if you're really old school, you would know that. Like, but way before your time, old school. Um, so I had a restaurant in Newport on the Levee. It was right on the Ohio River. And in the levee, it was a big, like, kind of um, an establishment that was, like, run by so many different makers. Like, we had an AMC inside. So I had all the AMC employees would come down and would give them discounts. By the way, I sold that place exactly 2 years ago. So AMC is in the top in that development, and on the bottom, under like that highest floor where they were at, underneath that, every it goes down into floors, and every floor has different like merchandise and like big brands and all that kind of stuff. Like you would have Dick's Sporting Good, you would have restaurants, all sorts of places. So this person was running an art museum inside, this Venezuelan person. And this person was always very mysterious. I've always was wondering. I was like, dude, who, like, what are you about? He was mysterious. continued. His name was Francisco, and great friend. He pops up out of nowhere. He spent a lot of his time, and it's crazy, as a Venezuelan, he spent a lot of his time in Italy. So he was always talking about, some Sicily and all that stuff, and breaking people's knees, and how that's how they do things over there and all that stuff. He's a much older gentleman, you know. And he carries himself, when you see him, he carries himself like one of those mafia members. Um, but definitely a lot of respect. He was always available whenever I needed him, or whenever he needed us. So when he was leaving the art museum, he was selling it because he was opening up a hood cleaning system, which brings in crazy amount of cash. If anybody wants to get into that, by the way, there you go. That's an idea. So he got a contract from Kroger's, and he goes into their hoods, the hood systems, and they clean them. And from what I've seen, what he described to me was so easy, but what they charge for it is ludicrous. So the guy is extremely loaded from that. So whoever wants an opportunity after, look forward to that. You could look at that idea. And the crazy part was he was getting rid of many of his arts. So he's like, look in here and see whatever you want. And I was like, dude, I have an eye for art, but I'm not a good artist. Personally, I'm terrible at drawing or coming up with art, but I have an eye for it. I know when to appreciate something. So there was like, he had some vases, like huge vases, that were like huge vase. But one day I'm gonna put them on live. I'll have them prepared and I'll put them on live. I know two of them broke over, since 2 years ago. Unfortunately, not everybody enjoys it like I do. Like, one of my animals bumped into it as I had it, being shown, and they broke two of them. But I still have one or two, I think. But they were huge vases, and they were shaped like a human. So like they had like like the boobs and the nipples, and from behind it was like, the butt line and everything. It was weird because it was a vase, and yet they were doing it like that. And then there was many paintings that I took where it was like a half face, a half something else. It was weird. It was weird. Um, but I was surprised to see the valuations on these things. Are you kidding me? They had like 1,400 on that stuff. They had like on some paintings, it was like $3,000-4,000. I was like, wow, man. Now I see why Leonardo da Vinci was appreciated after he died. uh, okay, let's see. Where am I at? I'm right here. I'm very close. I'm not far away. Chris, Monty, there is a Newport Beach that's near me. I was not aware of Newport, Ohio. Yeah, Newport in California, that's different. But Newport, Ohio, Kentucky. Sorry, it's Newport, Kentucky, because it's right off the bridge. You could technically call it Cincinnati or Ohio, but it's right off the bridge. And it's like, when I say off the bridge, as in like, my restaurant is in Kentucky, but I live in Ohio. You know, um, and that's only over the bridge, so it's only 2 minutes away. Once you go over the bridge, it's like 15-minute drive. That's it. So yeah, search Newport, Kentucky, and you will see what that scenery was like back in the days. I'll try to tune it down a little. The jewelry is definitely unique and extremely detailed. I'll show you soon, Tahiti. Lots of coiling. The butt line. Yeah, right. uh so as I was telling you guys yesterday, I see you guys don't have many questions because you're enjoying your Easter and Sunday vibes. But I thought that a lot of people would be having questions about tomorrow. What's gonna be tomorrow? What's gonna happen? This stock, that stock, whatever. I'll tell you this. I'll stand by the statement, guys. We are bracing these next couple months, and maybe he's telling you, brace yourself for a very volatile couple months, especially from now until July. Um, we are like the S&P 500 is gonna go on a roller coaster like it's in an amusement park called Six Flags. So AB is not gonna say what to do, what not to do, obviously, you know, but you use your sense and you know what to do by yourself once you know, like, you know, what obviously I'm telling you here. Uh, the volatility is going to be crazy. Very, 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 very crazy. And we have a very, very good chance, guys, to have a lot of squeezes, not one or two, on different plays. I could definitely feel my lips be so chappy. Can't wait to drink water. There is also a Newport in Oregon, Portland in my hometown, but now reside in NorCal. I have a very far out friend who lives now in Oregon, in Portland. He calls it amazing. I have actually a couple of friends. Somebody that moved there too. He does like cars and the car dealership. Um, will the executive order on the 3rd of June start the MOAS? Radwan, I see these things are timed well, you know. So I don't. I will not say it will cause the MOAS for sure, because we don't need something to cause the MOAS. Like, we have all the catalysts, and we've had all the catalysts that we've needed. The MOAS should have happened long time ago. It's a matter of when. That's it. When they're ready to take care of this. And on top of that, they're trying to play that war of what if the other side gives up before we give them anything. They still think that there's hope. So, but one thing for sure, guys, is there's no way for them to get out of this, because they can't, like, okay, I remember when Lou scared so many people and said they're not going to address all the FTDs, or they're not going to address your shares. Put it this way. It's damn near impossible for that to happen, because they can't go in your account and say you no longer have shares. You know, it doesn't work like that. Things don't work like that. You know, you don't just, I can't, your shares are gone. There's the helicopter. Remember when I was telling you guys about the hospital landing pad yesterday, the day for yesterday? It looks like they're bringing someone, so hopefully may God take care of this individual, whoever they are. Hopefully it's not that bad. Look, I'm enjoying the sunset. You guys are not. It's straight in my eyes. But yeah, like, your shares will be answered for. They can't erase that. They're trying. The reason why we've been taking this long ride, guys, is for them to make you feel like you don't need this, or it's not gonna ever happen, and then you give up, and then you give them back what they need to close whatever they need. Now, of course, they can get rid of them. They can cancel them out once you sell, or once you give it to them. But that's the trick. That's why the hold, that part of the buy, was expected. The hold was unexpected. That's just how, you know, how it was played. That's how they were surprised. And they, until now, still cannot find a solution to the hold part. They want you to buy, they need your money, but they don't need your hold. They don't need your coexistence in their world. They need you to get out as soon as possible. And some of you will win, and some of you will lose. Because the way that they have it, guys, is that, think of it again as a big pie. They're a small chunk in it. We are the majority chunk of it. And when I say they, as in there's hedge funds and there's institutes. Hedge funds, institutes, and then us. We formed, I feel like, overall, if we were combined together, retail makes the biggest part of that pie. So they need that liquidity and that money that we provide. So that's where we come into play. They need us for that. But they don't need our existence, because they don't need us to stick in their world, obviously. That's where the hold is breaking a lot of bridges in their world. It's tearing a lot of things into so many different pieces. And the problem for them is that all these times, all these years in the past, they've had it figured out into a way where the hedge funds do the corruption and they always eat. So they're good, they're protected. The institutional investors are always going to be good, except sometimes when they turn on each other, and that's when they go head to head against each other, and that's when you see short squeezes, like the what was that diet squeeze? It was that tea squeeze or whatever that it was. That's what fasting does to you. Um, it was like the Herbalife. Thank you. Sorry. Herbalife and these other kind of squeezes, and even Volkswagen. It wasn't retail that squeezed these things out. It was basically them going against each other. These institutes or these hedge funds. But the way that they normally have it cut out, and where the hedge funds, they're already going to make their money, they're going to get out, they do the corruption and steal and run. Institutes, since they're big whales, and basically since they come in, they can almost never be on the losing end unless they're battling each other out. But if they're battling us, then they know it's easy money. They'll take their money and leave. Now, imagine if there was $1 billion, and most of it, like let's say the whole world is $1 billion in the economy, okay, and in that pie, and we as retail provide 500 million off of that billion. That's our share of that pie. And then institutes and hedge funds provided the other half, 500 million. Now, when hedge funds go and take some profits with them, and then institutes go out as well and take some profits with them, what does that mean? That means the 500 million that we initially walked in with is much less, which means many of us are going to turn on each other. Like, not everybody's going to lose. Not all the retail class is going to lose. But the only way that you'll make money is by taking from the whatever is left from within. So whoever eats first gets out alive. And whoever is left last is the person that that holds the bag, obviously. But at that point, you wouldn't have no bag to hold. You just lost everything. And that's how it's been for many years. Now, it's the same thing. We're not changing anything. What we're doing is that we're holding because now we want to do the same thing they were doing to us to them. That's what's changing, is that we're trying to take from them what they want to take from us. The options chain is still the same. Nothing has changed. Buy and hold is still the same. Nothing has changed. Take the hold out of the matter out of the equation for a second. But the same market is still the same market. They're the ones who are cheating and swiggling left and right, swiveling, just to make sure that what they've been doing, they were okay with against the retail, but they never expected in a million years that it will be done to them. And the difference here is that since they're so consolidated, us doing it to them at the masses that we are, the amount of masses that we are, means vanishment for them, for many of them. And again, don't be surprised years down the line if you find out that people like Gates or people like Bezos or Musk, individuals like this, or the Koss family, all these individual wealthy families in the world, like the wealthiest members of the world, were backing many of this thing, and they had a lot to lose or stand a lot to lose in this, because these hedge funds needed a lot of money to continue doing what they were doing. Who do you think they're gonna go to? Banks nowadays are not giving out much anyways. Not that they're even willing to do it, because they don't even know if they'll get it back. Excuse me. Feds, well, guess what? They've been given, but things are not working in their favor. There's other countries that are coming up on the rise, and they need to stay relevant. Right now, it's becoming a question of not just which wealthy individuals make money and which ones are connected to the higher ups. No, it becomes more of, do you want to still stay in dominance for the next 100 years? Because they don't think about world power for the next 5 years or 2 years. That agenda, you can dive down in that rabbit hole, guys, and you'll see it's gonna take you so deep. You'll see. There was a great advisor that was an advisor for many presidents, but one of them was for Obama, mainly for Obama, I remember. His name was Dr. Brzezinski. And he's an evil son of a gun, but believe it or not, was a Russian originally, and then he became an American citizen after. Like he fled, did a political asylum or something like that, and uh, became an American. And he is like he himself said in his own words that when world power is organized or planned for the next 100 of years. They do it for a century. So I feel like we're on that tip of the next power. Is it going to be continuous, the dominance of the United States over the world, which I still see the case, even though we're far away financially, but that's just because it's monetary system. Every people make it and break it. That's why I said go look at the reserves, all the natural resources. The U.S. is the only country that's not digging out its own oil. When it comes to toward the end, I know everybody's going to be on electric, but you never know what happens. The U.S. still holds on to all its resources. Uh, Gold-wise, the U.S. has the most gold reserves in the world. The closest country to it is Germany, and that's second. And you know how far away is it in gold? At least almost 3 times. The U.S. has almost 3 times. That's reported gold. Reported. You know, the reported is never the same. It's not always real, guys. You know, there's way more unreported than the reported. Um, and Germany, and that's saying Germany. Remember what it was doing in World War II? It was hoarding gold and art and things and crazy amount of resources from neighboring nations. You know, nations that it even occupied. Um, but then we went over, and you know what what we were doing as well. We were taking what they were taking. Hey, I'm not against anything. At the end of the day, I'm all for my people. But one thing I'll tell you guys is that game right now is coming to a crucial deadline time zone. I feel like the Chinese are trying to uh, say that, hey, put their claim. They definitely clearly put their claim out there that, hey, we want to be the next dynasty, the Great Kingdom. The Russians, I don't know if they can. I doubt that they will be able to. I think their time have passed, along with the uh, along with that time when Sterling got his ass handed to him by the Germans back then. Um, they were never the same. And then the U.S. has been doing a great job at making sure that the infiltrate there's a lot of infiltration. Afghanistan supply these guys over there because so they could keep an eye and keep someone maintained in their borders, not to come out further. We never liked those guys. You think the U.S. cares about any of those? Heck no. It was just perfectly designed because they're right on the border of Russia, and they want to keep people in all those areas in check so that dog never grows beyond his means. You know, somebody will keep him in check. He will have to deal with all of them. Um, and that's why that power is power. Like the U.S.'s power is mainly in our navy, more than our army or our technology. We cover what, 95% of all oceans on the planet. That's power. That's power. So, but all these other nations, you got China. I don't see India doing it, but it's a funny dynamic because you got China and India. They have problems with each other, so they keep going back and forth with each other at the borders. Russia is no match of trying to fight China. It's already got a lot of problems that it's dealing with. It's funny to see if they make some sort of coalition, and that will ultimately be dangerous. And then we're talking about World War III. Or if they don't make a coalition, then one will eat the other one out. Eventually, one needs to expand. I have no doubt in the fact that China will take Taiwan. I have no second thoughts. I mean, again, I'm not for this stuff, guys. I'm just telling you what I expect. Uh, it's the lithium, the chip factories that Taiwan possess and has. It's a diamond. It's a diamond cave for them. It's a treasure box. China will take it, and no one will do anything about it. Like, it's just that's the case, unless Taiwan pulls off some true magisterial miracle fight or something. But then again, I spoke to some Taiwanese people, and they're all for it. Like I spoke to some Chinese, and I spoke to some Taiwan people from Taiwan. I have friends, and some of them are, they originally think that Taiwan belongs to China anyway. So who am I to say? I'm part Arab by descent, and all American by nature. So at the end of the day, my loyalty goes to the overall humankind. You know, I can't stand wrong. I can't stand nothing bad. I can't see stuff like the article that came out about that Russian soldier that apparently called his wife, his Russian wife, to ask her for permission to rape Ukrainian women. Whether it's verified, whether it's true or not, guys, I just know one thing, because I've witnessed wars and I've seen it, and stuff like that, that's the least you could expect in a war. Casualties, it's always the innocent that is casualties of war. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, let's keep going. There are my sweet friend Stacia. I have a stupid question. Who approves a split share? With who? With AMC? Herbalife. Thank you, Future. I love fasting. Chris. You guys, well, I know that I have my Christian friends. Today was obviously, you know, Easter. Of course, everybody knows. They're like, look, you're not giving us new information, AB. We know this. No, I'm saying my personal friends, like my favorite card partner that I play with, he's a very devoted Christian man. He's a good guy. He's much older too, but he's an amazing person. I showed him on one of the lives once. I was passing by and he was there, and I just showed him. I just flared him on the camera, and he was happy to, you know, to celebrate and break his fast as well. So it was good to see, you know, the great spirits. I love it. That's one thing I loved about Jordan. The city I lived in Jordan had, it was majority. I went to an all Catholic school as well. So like it was predominantly mixed with three different types. There was the Muslim, there was the Catholics, and there was the Orthodox Protestants. There's the Protestants, sorry, as well. But there were very few. The Orthodox were the most, what's the best word to use here? They're not as open. I'll just put it that way. They were not as open to others, or to the other people, or, you know, it's just even like Jordan is a predominantly Muslim nation. They don't, like, you could go, any student from whatever faith, you could go wherever you want. That's the beauty of Jordan. That's why we can, like, most Jordanian people are very beloved outside of even Jordan. It's because we're already hipped from the area we come from. We have great hearts, almost all Jordanians. Well, I'm not going to speak for everyone. But the Orthodox school, you couldn't go to it unless you were of an Orthodox faith, which is weird to me. It was always odd. You could go to any Islamic school, obviously a public school. You could be whatever, and you could go there. We all speak the same language. We all have the same goal. We never looked at color. We never looked at your faith, your any of that. We never looked at any of these things. And it was very interesting to see all these, you know, to see some of those things happen. Like the Orthodox was weird. They would not let anyone else except Orthodox children be part of their school. But nevertheless, we enjoyed our time. And that city was amazing. We was a non-stop celebration all our life. We always will celebrate. We had a huge, and we still have a huge ranch and a house on it. So my mom's friends, they will come on Easter and they will go first between the grape vineyards and like the olive trees and the fig trees and everything. They will go and like hide eggs here everywhere, and they'll bring their kids along after. Like their husbands will bring their kids after, and then when they come over all at once, it's a surprise. They'll come inside the house. You know, all the adults will be together, and then the kids will all go on a major hunt. It's a huge ranch, huge ranch. One day we all go. If we all travel outside the U.S., I'll take all of you guys there. You will fall in love with Jordan for sure, guys. You will definitely fall in love with Jordan. I'll take you guys to see where Jesus was baptized in the river of Jordan. I'll take you guys to see the Romanian architectures, where they used to. It was, oh my God, in Petra. There's this the Pink City. There's this great on top of the hill. There's this great well that I made out of stone. It's weird what they made it out of, and like they used to apparently step on, like they will throw a lot of grapes in that well, and they will I guess back in those days, back in the days, that's how they used to make wine. The women will get on top of it and like they will step on it all over. I think many places still use it right now. I don't know if it changed, but I know that that's how they used to do it back then. And they will step on it. They'll step on it, and then it will go down all the way to the bottom. And it's a huge, huge, huge line. That's like, oh my God, Pantheon, I know you would love Petra. Pantheon, I know that you're in architecture and you're into that kind of stuff, like seeing designs and things like that. I know you would fall in love with what you see out there. You'll be surprised. The artifact there, the culture, the fact that so many different old civilizations have coexisted there, great empires that coexisted or passed through there, even the Ottomans at some point. It's crazy. It just has a different air there, you know. That's why I love exploring and always learning from outside everywhere in the world. We're all the same. Every place has something to offer. I just wish that the whole world could see it the same way, you know. That nothing is better than anything. Everything has something to offer. We just have to accept it and love it as it is, because you can't find it elsewhere. So everyone is crucial to the puzzle that we're all made up out of. You know, this is a big puzzle, and we all fill in a piece. Without any of us or without any of our civilizations, that puzzle will never be complete. It will always be missing. That's why I feel like human or mankind has drifted away so far away. And this is history as well. History has been like this, unfortunately. But history has deteriorated so far away from Adam and Eve on its quest in life. Because sometimes a lot of the children or a lot of people stand up and start saying, I don't know what my purpose is in life, because you probably can't fit in this life because you don't know. It's either that you're part of the wolves or you're part of the sheep, and that's what the world wants to tell you. But that is not a right explanation. That is not a right explanation by whatsoever. Yes, there are wolves out there, but that doesn't mean that there's sheep, you know, that you are a sheep if you're not a wolf, you know. Animals are animals and humans are humans. We should never be compared to that ideology. If you're a wolf and you want to compare yourself to that, and I'll finish it up soon here with that, like as far as this kind of rant, but as far as a wolf, you want to be a wolf, and if you take pride in eating or taking over somebody else's stuff without any right, and you take pride in that, you take pride in calling yourself a wolf, remember one thing: there's always a much bigger wolf out there, and if it's not out there, then it's up there, and he'll deal with you. This is like when somebody asked me once before, like, how do you know? They wanted to ask me a random question, like, how do you know that there is hell and heaven? And again, I'm not pushing any agenda on any of you guys, no religious talk on any of you. But it was a personal question to me. How do you know that there is a heaven and hell? I said, because if that's the case, then who will, if there is no heaven or hell, that's my answer. If there is no heaven and hell, then who will get my right when somebody unrightfully takes what's mine, or if somebody kills somebody unjustly? Obviously, it's always going to be unjustly, but let's say they kill somebody unjustly. Who's going to take your rights? Who's going to stick up for you? Who's going to do your judgment? I mean, they can catch him here, but will it be enough? I told him. I actually I took it to a different level, and I used a braver. This is crazy on YouTube to say, but again, you guys are my family, so I don't care what the world sees it as. I just care about the family. But you guys know my intentions. I used a better example. Okay, one that speaks much louder. I said, the reason why I believe there is hell and heaven is because that crazy, and again, I'm thinking twice about saying it, but I'll say it. I don't care. I'm brave enough to say it because, again, I'm saying it to my family. The fact that Hitler killed so many Jews, do you think when him getting killed, or when they killed him, do you think that's equivalent to all those millions that died? Of course it's not. It will never be even. But that's why I believe in hell and heaven, because someone up there has to make sure he pays for all those millions that got killed. Because one for one, maybe you can make a case to me that that's even, but one for millions, it will never be even. It will never be even. That's why I don't believe, I don't like this, like the world, what this world is doing to what everybody is in this world, killing each other, try to take more for me and for mine, when we are all what we got. Anyways, let's move away, because I know this is a what do you call it, a channel that talks about investments, but yeah, I've said that example to that person, I swear, before I move away. Since I opened it, it's an open can now. That's the example I gave him. It's like, give me one example of how could it always ever be fair or even, or justice was served when what he did to all these millions of people. How is that justice? His life is not equivalent to millions of lives. No life is equivalent to millions of lives. It's a different cause, though. It's brave when one person sacrifices himself for millions of lives. That's brave. But to kill millions of people and to think that it's even, or it's paid out after, just with that person's, it's not. What about all those millions? He was not worth all these millions of people. Not even their shoe, not even their toenail. Anyways, Gloria is in the house. Welcome. Let's see. Chris, I appreciate having this community. It truly keeps me sane. Well, you guys keep me sane. Thank you so much, Chris. You're one of the family members. Pantheon. The GME board voted as yes. Now the shareholders vote on it for approval. The shareholders get the final say. Thank you, Pantheon. I appreciate it. And Stacia, you got your answer now. What's up, AB? Do we think bbig is going up or down with tomorrow's big news? Tomorrow's news. Okay, so bbig tomorrow is doing their earnings. They're not. They could possibly whip out the weird part or the unexpected, and announce the recording date for their cryptide spinoff. They could very well do that. But uh, I will say this: don't be surprised if they don't announce the cryptide and they announce a rather not very promising earnings, simply because they have been busy and spending so much on any company that's coming out from the pandemic, guys, is not going to come out with wowzer earnings. We still are recovering from the pandemic, and we still haven't recovered from the pandemic. But bbig is a marketing company, and it's a great smart company, and its business dynamic is very, very well positioned to constantly be a profitable company, especially specifically in the future. And that Lomatov app, since it's the only one in India and no competitors, TikTok is not allowed in India. So you got to do your due diligence, guys, and you got to know everything about your company or the stock that you want to be in. That's number one, or as much as you can gather before you jump in the waters. You never know if it's lava water, and not all of it is always orange or pink. But anyways, so yeah, like Lomatov has a big potential moving forward, especially because it's in India, the second most populated country in the world. And is it second or third now? Yeah, it's one of those two. I think it's second. But yeah, you don't want to. There's no TikTok there. Lomatov is the only one there. There is the richest guy in India as well, has an interest in Lomatov, major interest in it. And I think he is doing something with it. Or forgot the guy's name, but he's doing something with Lomatov down there. So I wouldn't be surprised, guys. TikTok be let down. Republicans coming back into the office at some point, maybe reinstate the feud or get TikTok away. Hey, man, anything could happen. So it's long term for sure, but tomorrow I wouldn't be surprised if we get either. Again, they know how many people. You know how much bbig is manipulated, guys. I've reported to you before the amount of failure to delivers that are on bbig. Believe it or not, and again, I'm not trying to persuade somebody here to look at that more than something else, but I just provided real numbers. I'm providing real data. In the second half of January and the first half of February alone, bbig was had failure to delivers were about, I think it was 12 or 22 million, and the closest thing to that was AMC. After that, there was more failure to delivers on bbig than AMC and GME. Yeah, time zone alone. Now, is it more shorted or whatnot? Maybe not the case. Not trying to persuade. Again, my AMC, GME, my number one thing. I utilize these other stocks as potential, but I call it as it is. If it's there, it's there. I'm not gonna sit there because I'm biased to AMC and GME. That means everything else sucks. That's not how it is. That's not how it works. If it's gonna benefit me or if it's gonna benefit you, who cares what it is, right? That's what it's about. So I have good hopes for tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna drop much more. I just don't think that we're gonna get that big bang PR that we expect. I think that they're gonna prolong it more for the option players, even though last week's was the craziest and it's done deal as far as that options chain last week. They made so much money off of that. The market maker is so happy. Unfortunately, but I don't see it going lower than that. Maybe drop down to the lower twos, but maybe continue the prolonging game. Again, I'm just giving you all my output on bbig, like your question was about, Pabloco, brother, and giving you all around perspectives or theories. Again, don't keep everything is possible now, but bbig. It's all about that record date. Again, I told you from before to all of you out there, whoever else is in bbig, AB mainly cares about the cryptide spinoff, because as far as the squeeze, it's very possible. The FTDs alone, as I reported to you guys and I told you, could make a huge dent. I mean, again, it can outrun SPRT by 500,000 miles. And SPRT squoze to out of proportions, to the upper 60s. Now, that doesn't mean that the dynamics for this one is the same. The float is different, all that stuff is different. But here's the thing you guys need to think about, that the amount of failure delivers on this thing is unbelievable. So even if nothing happens tomorrow, Pabloco, this thing, if the people and the community that they have is quite solid. I said this in one of my lives before. One of the most impressive communities is the bbig community. They are a baby AMC, believe it or not, in the making. They've already been in the making. And the impressive part about their community is that they are actually, it's so weird how GME broke the top, that broke the ribbon, cut off the ribbon. AMC. That's how I see it. AMC investors became a little more sophisticated because they see what GME went through, and they have done a lot more DD, and they dove really deep in the rabbit hole. And then I feel like the way I see it is like this other community, like bbig. If you go into any of their forums or their platforms, these guys are really digging deep. Like they will take you to all the way to the state of Delaware. If you are in bbig, you know what I mean by state of Delaware. So Pabloco, it's gonna be here and there. Who knows? If it's bad PR, it doesn't matter. The conviction in the play is all that you need. My main conviction is if the squeeze is ever going to be manipulated in that stock, and that stock never gets squozen, then all I care about is the Cryptide spinoff. And that's beautiful for me because I see how cheap the stock is. If I get a Cryptide that's going to be worth anywhere between $8 to $10, or even perhaps more, for every 10 BBIGs I get one free one, and it's tax free. That's all I care about. I keep reading that. That's all I care about. I mean, it falls down to that. Don't get me wrong, Pablo. I wouldn't be upset if the squeeze doesn't happen. If the squeeze happens, of course, that's the main hope, and that's the main intention. But if it doesn't materialize or marinate, then I know we're getting that, because that has already been filed for with the SEC. It's already in the SEC registration. Okay. I don't do it for religious reasons. It's just healthier. I recently did a 3.5-day fast earlier this month, and it was amazing. Wow. Well, Chris, hats off to you, brother. You're an amazing individual and human being to be able to do that and refrain and abstain yourself from physical needs, because that's what it's about. When you're fasting, you're nourishing your soul. This is food for the soul more than your physical needs, which is human nature, is to cater to our physical needs always, more and most and foremost. I know young finest here, he'll be like, now you're talking my language. But yeah, so it's to see you do it out of no reason, to tie it to nothing, just to do it for yourself. Chris, you're one of those human beings that I don't have to meet, and I know they're great. So not to mention it's cheaper and it's less as well. Let's see who else here. Wow, makes me think of Turkish culture. Yes, Chris, Turkey is also an amazingly beautiful culture. Oh my God, I have a story for Turkey too. You guys, I have no idea when we will start with the stories, but one day you guys will ask. We'll talk about it, because the story with Turkey was a straight up blast. Because we were going from there to Dubai to witness one of my friend's weddings. He wasn't getting married. He was going there to do an engagement with this chick. Fortunately for the guy, he was of Syrian descent. And after the Syrian war that happened and the revolution that they had and everything, most of the people fled to either Jordan, to Palestine, well, not Palestine, sorry, Jordan, Lebanon, Turkey, Egypt. And his fiance was one of the families that fled to Turkey. So she from Turkey, she fled also over to Dubai because she had other family members and they resided in Dubai. So he was going down there to finalize the paperwork and everything. So there's a crazy story of Turkey, and then there's a scary story for Dubai as well. Dubai's is just hilarious. It's just hands down hilarious. And I don't know who mentioned AB selling yesterday. It was in yesterday or day for yesterday's chat. AB is selling sanitizers in the black market. Who was that? Because this story, the Dubai story, is gonna take that to a different height. Yep. Thank you, Pantheon. That's awesome. Pantheon is I told you guys, it's blood diamond. Um, he's a rare one. He's a rare one. He's an amazing one. Mrs. Tahiri, same with me, Chris. Nothing religious, just for health, and I agree. This community keeps me sane. I'm not alone in this. Just makes me feel good. I'm glad, because it's not the same without you. Any of you, all of you, without you guys, this is not the same. This is not a community. All of you are part of that puzzle, a piece of that puzzle that makes it as great as it is. Let's see where I'm at. Also, hi, Jeffrey Racha. Sorry for ignoring. No, I'm pretty sure Jeffrey doesn't see any ill will. Stacia, I feel the same. Breeze. Oh, Breeze, welcome. I hate politics, but it's hard to separate money and politics these days. I believe the people who shorted AMC and GME have long hands and causing all the problems around the world. Yes, yes, yes. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Even with sports, same thing. What makes you think? What do you think makes the sport as it is today not as great as it used to be before? Because money is involved now. It's all about money. And I will always be on the side of the players before being on the side of the owners. Always. But politics, yes, that's politics for you. It's always going to be the case. I hope. I see just now like a Pantheon post, but it says message retracted. Hopefully Pantheon is not taking anything out. I leave everything Pantheon. I want to always see it for all of you guys too. Unless YouTube is like, being stupid or whatever, and then I can see it afterwards. But yeah, politics is all about the money. Look into the lives of the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers families, and that should take you down a very beautiful path for a while too. But make sure you disengage when you need to be, so that you don't become, too too wild and too crazy about it. I feel the same, Breeze. I'm holding you to this. Okay. Hey, what's up? What's up, Cam? CS Trades is in the house as well. Well, he was in the house a while ago. I'm just behind. What's a great Easter weekend? Hi, everyone. He's wishing everyone a great Easter weekend. I'm pretty sure everyone's having a great one. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you so much. Ryan Cohen, Brendan, Ryan Cohen is one, like, from the rich class. Remember when yesterday people were talking about Musk or Bezos or Gates and who's on our side? He's a good one or a bad one or whatever. One person I would definitely say is in that for me is Ryan Cohen so far. One person I would definitely put in that boat if I had to put someone right off the bat first. Musk is the very second person to put after, but again, I'm afraid people like Musk, they're so they're so intelligent to the point where sometimes it could become scary, because I feel like I know life has no limits, and you should have no limits. But in a way, you should have your own limits. That's what AB thinks. Um, you need to, because that way it helps you stay humble. And I know that he stays humble with him saying that he stays in a small house in Texas or whatnot. But sometimes intelligence and unlimited source of wealth is the scariest two weapons that you could have in the world as a human. Because at some point it could lead you down a rabbit hole to try to challenge the higher powers. And again, at this point, this is where we all could take a split. Because me, I believe in a higher power, so therefore I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't, and I respect it. Very, 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 like very extremely respect it. And I love those conversations too. In fact, people who had the conversations with me, I've had like, who are atheists or, don't believe in anything. When I had conversations with them about that stuff, they're like, "You, the most open-minded religious person we've ever met," because I don't approach it. I'm looking at them as anything different. We're the same, but I want to know what have they found or learned that I haven't. Again, it all comes back to what, guys? Always be the student. Don't become a teacher and label yourself just as a teacher and stay there, because once you stay there, you close off yourself from learning or the ability of opening up to adapt or to open up to any new reality. I could be wrong. Yes, you got to keep that open. Yeah, they could be wrong. They could be right. There could be no higher power. It could all be a big bang. You know, and that's why you got to stay open. You can't just shut off your brain because you believed something and that's it. Uh, Sup, Cam? Cam? That just rings off great. Pantheon is priceless. The ASC encyclopedia in the Wolfpack family. Thank God he's on our side. Yes, I told you guys. Pantheon, DD King, hands down. Uh, he is Tahiti. Hi, everyone. Hey, Cam. We went to Amman. Ooh, Pantheon. Petra, Wadi Rum. Oh my God, Jerash, Wadi Mujib, Wadi Zerga, Mount Nebo, and the Dead Sea. It's my wife's favorite country. Oh my God, no way. I see. I knew I liked Mrs. Pantheon a lot, and Pantheon, of course. But wow, wow, wow. Wadi Rum has the most glorious sunsets. I hope, Pantheon, you guys witnessed the sunset in Wadi Rum. Petra, amazing structure, everything. I can't wait to hear from you. Your full voice. So whenever you're on next, Pantheon, I will just jump in. I'm gonna remind you, like, please walk me through your experience in Jordan, because I want to hear all what you just mentioned and each one's experience in them, because they're all different, and I know Wadi Rum just is priceless. The sunsets there are priceless. Petra, guys, when you're a tourist, they're always going to try to take advantage. Like, to get in Petra, they would charge $50 or 50 JDs. And where if you're a Jordanian citizen, you'll only pay one dinar. It's a dinar, not a dollar there, but you can still use dollars there. But if you got your connect and your people, like if AB is there with you guys, you don't have to worry about overpaying or somebody coming to try to do whatever, like, tell you more for this or more for that. But you know what's most amazing about Petra? All those young kids there. You'd be surprised. I was so surprised myself when I visited it when I was back in the days. Those kids are like 8, 9, 10 years old, and they speak like 5, 6, 7 languages. They talk to because all they see are tourists. But when you come, it's so sad. But it's so amazing and sad at the same time, because when you come and ask them to write or read, they're illiterate. They cannot write or read. They just picked up so many languages, like 4 or 5 languages from the tourists that are there. That's it. They all will sit there. They will see you. They'll see what you are. If you're American or if you look English, they will dabble some language to you first. They will say something in French. They will say something in Russian. They'll say something in English until something sticks. I'm a nice wolf. How? How? Man, that is amazing, Pantheon. Pantheon have been to the motherland. Ah. That would be the tail line. Speak your truth, brother. This is your channel, my friend. Thank you, Pantheon. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support, because I definitely will. Good evening, and hope you're all doing or having a great Easter. Good evening, Steph F. Nice to see you here. Welcome to the channel, and hopefully you're doing the same. Wolves are on the way. CS, you're scaring everybody. Don't worry, guys. I got your back. They're with me. I'm starting to lose my voice from howling so much. Mexico is not going to let us in, Cam. If we're coming in howling left and right, and the number of howlers, let's see. Where's our friend Warren? Yeah, actually, where is Warren? Hopefully everything's up. Speaking of the wolf, it actually rolls better, not the devil. Speaking of the wolf, yes. Warren, nice to see you, brother. Mrs. Tahiti, happy Easter, ma'am. Yep. AB, I lived in Hillsboro, Orlando for about 5 years. Oregon is one of the most beautiful places I've lived, second to Montana. Yeah, I've never been to Montana. I actually have never been to Oregon too. I was supposed to go for a couple of weddings down there, but I've never was able to make it. But yeah, I should go now. And I only passed through Orlando away to Miami. Steph, what's up, brother? Warren, I'm Tahiti, Pantheon, happy Easter, brother. Yes. I love it. I love the vibes. Thank you, brother. Yes, the DD legend. It's the one and only. That's Pantheon. Any better? Don't worry, Jeffrey. We're all gonna be millionaires. Warren, AB, looking forward to the collaboration, brother. I look forward to. Steph F. AB, hello, my friend. How's it going, Steph? Yes, Warren, I'm going to have to get away to alert AB so he's awake on time. I was waiting for it. My problem is I just stay up so late. I stay up so late. So tonight I'm gonna take melatonins around 1. And the thing is, the reason why I specifically nowadays is because I'm fasting, and we break our we begin our fast around 5:30 in the morning. So I can't wake up while I'm asleep and drink or eat and then go back to sleep again. I'll stay awake, and it's weird. And I stay up until the pre-market opens so I can do some things I need to do. So it's a weird dynamic, Now when Ramadan is over with, that won't be no worries at all, because AB will be able to do whatever he needs to do. And still, I have to take care of my business as well. Sometimes I have to go there. The employees, somebody might call off or something, and then the GM will call and say, "Hey, I need somebody to help me," because some of these employees nowadays, it's just they don't want to work. So AB jumps over. Tomorrow will be great. Yep, that's the right attitude, Ghosts. That's what I think every day. Remember, guys, you only got one life. But if you live it right, it's more than enough. You do not need 200,000 years or 400 years of living. One life is more than enough. If you live it right, it's more than enough. How do you live it right? Listen to the voice inside of you, and don't hold back. The one thing that would not make you feel good about life is to hold back. I know that feeling, and I know the other feeling, and that's why I'm telling you based on experience. Do not hold back. When you let go, of course, sometimes, you learn, you learn, but if it doesn't kill you, and I'm not gonna pull no Lady Gaga on you. Was it Lady Gaga that sang that, or I don't know, or Katy Perry, whatever, any one of those two. If it doesn't kill you, it really is gonna make you stronger. So, yeah, we got people walking by, as you can see. You guys probably all could hear. They all looked at me when I coughed, and they're like, "What? What is this? What is he doing?" Oh, if any of y'all haven't seen New Mexico or Arizona sunset off Mesa, you're missing out. You know what, Warren? There's a lot of truth to that. Of course, I want to do it. I have never seen it. I've seen. I was supposed to actually. No, I have also not seen the Grand Canyon. I was supposed to pass through and see the Grand Canyon and witness the sunsets there, but I couldn't. That was all supposed to happen this past, winter or fall. I blocked the whole 14-month world trip in 2015. I can share the blog link with you to see everything we did. Let's connect offline. Oh my God. Heck yeah. Definitely want to see that. I definitely want to see that. Um, yes, 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 for sure, for sure, for sure. 1 second. Okay. Yes, now I see. Um, oh, that should be fun. I'll make sure I'm there Friday, Warren. Thanks. Pantheon, damn, brother. World trip? Badass, brother. He is badass. I'm feeling something big. Something big. I feel like I'm going to pop on a roller coaster going down. No, Mrs. Tahiti, as I said in the beginning of this chat, from the dynamics that are happening right now, be prepared for these next couple of months to be a really wild roller coaster as far as like volatility. Now, mainly for the S&P 500, but again, the S&P 500 is huge, and many indexes track the S&P 500. So that shouldn't necessarily don't think, guys, that I'm trying to scare you as far as volatility, like we're gonna go down and all that. No, up and down, but the position that we're in is so exciting. This is the last thing a hedge funder want to do, is to short AMC at the price that it's at right now. Because what are they going to short it down to? There is the risk way outweighs the reward in this case. The reward is very minimal. You do not want to have to short AMC right here, and then with especially in the S&P 500 starts dumping this next upcoming months, and you lose a lot of value in your other holdings and your other stocks. Whoo, that's a margin call straight to the forehead, and on the back on the back as well. So I'm happy with what's about to come. I'm actually excited. Finally, I was so bored of the downtime or the boring time that we've been going through, because there wasn't much going. The feds were not as involved, and now they are simply forced to do these hikes. And in fact, if you look back in history, guys, almost every time the feds did a half point, a 50-point rate hike, the last time they did something like that, I believe, was in the dot-com era. And that resulted, as soon as they did that, and it wasn't long later after the bubble bursted. Do you know? A lot of people got screwed in the S&P 500 and indexes and all that, but guess who really benefited? Short squeeze plays. So don't look down to it. Just be ready. If you're a day trader, then also there's a lot of opportunity. You should be more excited. That's why I'm very excited, because in this day trading opportunity for me, this volatility, I thrive. If you're a day trader, you need to thrive in volatility. You should ask God and the heavens and the mythological gods, if they still exist or if they are around, Zeus, whoever you want. You should thank all of them for volatility. Volatility is king. Volatility is our best friend as day traders. You want volatility. You just want to know how to react to volatility. That's it. So I'm looking forward. Let's see where. Great and excited, Warren. You'll be great. I'm excited for you. I've been trying to jump on WebEx call, but been working a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out everything about WebEx. Cam got me downloaded, and now it's just like an app itching in my phone. So we gotta work that out, Cam. We gotta fix it. Christy, there's the lovely lady. I have missed you. I'm pretty sure everyone here as well also missed you. Happy Easter to you and your family as well, and your loved ones. Thanks for showing up. Mrs. Tahiti, yes ma'am. Look forward to my Saturdays. See, everybody's showing love to Christy. Mexico would let me in, might not let me leave. Yeah, same here. Maybe we'll do a lot of crazy stuff. I think he will not leave. Stacia, Mexico. No, I read that one. CalMag is awesome for so it's better than melatonin. Should I just get that, Christy? I'll just take your advice. I'll go and do that. Can I find it in Kroger's or Walgreens? I'm up late too. I have a weird sleep schedule. My wife works from 10 to 8, 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Ooh. I did a third shift once before. I worked at Levi's back when I was on my one of my plans when I was 18, when I left college. I wanted to, you watch the AV story, then you would know the video about the AV story. But yeah, that was one of the jobs that I temporarily got into. It was crazy. It was so crazy. Plant life. And my kids must sense when she isn't home because they wake up all through the night when she's working. Well, now, Jeffrey, you see the very, very benefits of having 6 kids. You know what's crazy? My mom and dad had 6 kids too. I'm the oldest at 33, of course, and then the rest are all 2 years apart. My dad was, I guess, thoughtful enough to give my mom a break in between. Let's see. Yeah, Warren, they'll throw us out. Yeah, I'll be the first one to be thrown out. It is legend, Christy. I agree with you, Jeffrey. This is tea, silver, not gold. I am allergic to whole tequila, so keep me straight. Oh, I don't know who was talking about tequila sunrise yesterday, because I was first introduced to tequila sunrises in Miami, Florida, and let's just say that introduction was crazy. Well, hopefully soon I'll have my house built soon, AB. Gonna have a room built for wolves visiting New Mexico to stay in. All right, make sure it's Danish, like. Appreciate it, Warren, by the way. Thank you, and we look forward. Oh, Christy, AB asked me to keep Young straight. We are in so much trouble. Well, you don't want him to go outside the country and stray off and, do a lot of wild stuff. You know that Young is wild. When AMC goes down, I get a little too excited and go shopping. You know, a lot of people need to listen to you, or probably pick up some of those habits from you, Warren. Christy, I asked her to keep young finest, you know, on a leash, just to make sure he's for his own good, to keep him good, because Young is talking about, you know, escorts and stuff like that in Tijuana and parties in Tijuana, and Mrs. Tate is talking about gigolos and jaguars. So I don't know who's gonna take care of who. uh, Mrs. Tahiti, y'all ladies keep the wolf pack straight. You won't have any trouble. Yep. Yep, indeed. I'll couch it if the rooms is not done. See, Warren is a class act. That's what you expect when you see any of these wolves and everyone in this community. I love you guys here in this community. Young Fine is still here. Short the market. I thought you were going to talk about short the VIX. I can't stand those clickbait guys. Oh my God. But yeah, short the market. You understand what the volatility means. Don't say yes, do what, and do not do what. But Young Finest, you may be 21, but you got a mind of a 50 or 60-year-old for sure. Jeffrey, I'm in trouble. If I drink, oh Lord, have mercy. Okay, let's see where I'm at. Does crypto solve the liquidity crisis? Well, Young Finest, good question again. Crypto, it has a hand in it, but it doesn't solve it in a way, because it depends on who gets it, you know, who has it. Now, as far as the reason why I said that the time is early for most people to jump into like to the crypto world, like as far as like Bitcoin and stuff like that. This is why you see all those major big institutions talking shit about Bitcoin and saying it's terrible, it's worthless, but they're hoarding it like the gold rush. Because the wealthy and the elite, if they want to keep their power, they need, and they see that Bitcoin is the future, they want to make sure they have most of it, so that they could continue their dominance in the world based on that. And the only way they will let it go is when it's all the way up at the higher, like, I don't think I'm joking, guys, when I say I can see Bitcoin at 100 or 500K a Bitcoin. I can see that once all the mining is done for it, and supply, like, you know, all the Bitcoins are mined, and now supply is halted, but demand is there. That drives up the price, the value, and it could go to whatever evaluation these elites that hoarded most of it want it to be at, and then they will let it go. But each one, it will be fractional. This is why they have fractional Bitcoin purchases and all that stuff. It will be all fractional 100%. Look at this guy. What's up, buddy? His name is Hazel. Okay. What time is it? Oh, again, breaking fast time. Okay. Well, let me power through these. I missed you, just saw. Gloria. Christy just saw you. I think I may young, as far as insomnia, I might have developed insomnia, but I don't think it's still the case. I think that I might have developed it, but I can get rid of it, because I tried before to change this schedule, and I did change it. So So I was able to, like, you know, if I can go back and forth if I need to. So I don't know, maybe not. Look at those all amazing comments. Okay, yes, any pharmacy usually, but high doses can cause loose bowel. So titrate up. We'll keep that in mind for sure. Thanks, Christy. Yeah. Chuck, 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 Chuck. Right, Warren? I believe that was Gloria with the tequila sunrises. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was Gloria. Yes. Whew. Yeah, that sunrise the next day was very awesome for sure. You only have one life, baby. Yes, indeed. He's like, sounds like a massacre off in the distance. No, as I told you guys, since it's right across the street from the hospital, the property here, so like, you know, it's always like, you know, ambulances that are coming in. Unfortunately, you know, people getting screwed over and all that stuff. So don't worry. As I told you guys, also AB fits in anywhere. Maybe you can go anywhere in the on this planet, and I'll be fine. Whether it's scary or great or whatever. I'm a great adjuster and like what they call a chameleon. Not by intentions. That's bad to have a chameleon intentions. No, but I could fit anywhere in any society in any place, because I'm just, you know, the people in front of me always know what my intentions are. I make them clear, keep them right on my shoulder and right on my sleeve. I said, this is my intentions. I'll keep them clear. So unless someone has terrible intentions, then maybe he's not a small guy. So, you know, everybody will do what they their first instinct at that point. With slices of oranges dipped in cinnamon. I want cinnamon buns right now too. Ooh, cinnamon right now sounds like crazy. Lord Kong, welcome. Young, the best part, if you could have a world of fun without drinking, and it's much better sober because you remember everything and aren't hungover. Wise words, Jeff. Young, listen to those words. Even though I know that you're gonna listen, you're just not gonna follow. That's just, at that age, that's what you do. That's just what you do. Uh, yes, smart guy, Young. It seems Tahiti says the same thing. Yeah, to get in at this time, for sure. Jeffrey, they mod boys are putting me in charge of their bail. Well, uh, you can have mine too, Christy, if you don't mind, if there's any room left. You may need a cruise director. Oh, no word. Uh, are you preparing to have a wild night on Wednesday? What is on Wednesday? Oh, college night, isn't it? We have a place here called Woody's. Oh my God. The oldest is 21 and the 20 and the youngest is 8 is probably 16. They sneak in and it's crazy. It's a crazy place. I remember back in my college days, we would go in there and they would have these huge sales like on Wednesday, like $2 big mix. It's mixed with all the cheap beers and the alcohol, whatever it is. But it was a shit show. We were like an ants hive. Everybody was over everybody. The young, crazy, good old days. I know, young finest. If you're ever in Cincinnati, go to Woody's. You'll fit right in. a lightweight to the drinks. Oh, okay. I get young finest the most, I think, here. I'm fastest. Think me and Mrs. Tahiti. Probably Christy too, from the sound of it. But I know what you're referring to, young finest. Maybe you're talking about, I don't know, maybe the green leaves. Here, Jeffrey is volunteering to direct. Alrighty, guys. So it is time to break my fast. I'm gonna go ahead and power through these quickly just so I can get to that, and I will read these later and then I'll address them on a different day. I think it takes 1 or 2 days, if YouTube feels like it, to let me go through these comments in here. Pixie in the woods, welcome. Good evening. Yes, Jeffrey, it is primed for ater for sure. The media likes to portray us like the dumb potheads or drunkies because we're in this play. Hey, they can say whatever, but when we're on top, guess what the media is gonna say? They're gonna say we're the ones who broke the financial system. And at that time, AB is gonna be like, you know, it's not gonna be out like rubbing it, because again, it's gonna be terrible. Like people that will look at you, like people with 401ks and whatnot, they're gonna look at you, and they're gonna see you as the person that took what was theirs. So it's good to keep a low profile. Go enjoy. At that point, you know, do you know what the rich people, like those people like the Musks and the Bill Gates, what they're doing right now? They're probably enjoying their life out there. No one knows what they're doing, you know? That's what I say we do. Go do your shit. You have the money at that point. Go do your thing. Make sure you do good in the community. Do good in the world. Help others. Do your part. And enjoy yours. At the end of the day, remember this, guys. No one is responsible for your happiness but you. No one owes you anything but yourself. So if you ever feel like, you know, some people out there that feel like the world owes them something, no one owes you, and the world doesn't owe you anything. The only thing that the world owes you to is life. And now what you do with it is your own business. Gasparano is a dickhead. Bruce can easily say that. You know, nobody takes him seriously. Like not even in the elite, like the rich class, they don't even take him seriously. He's like a groupie or a dick hopper. Sorry for the bad language, guys. You know that's not what you get out of AB. We know how the real circle jerks are, Jeffrey. Yeah, Jim Cramer, I mean, he made his money. He's just trying to stay in that club. You'll see, guys, power is with you once you have the money. When you no longer have it, no one cares about you, especially up there. It's a club that you're in, but you got to do your best to stay in. Because if you're not in it, once you're not in it, then you know you mean nothing. You lost all your connection to them. Thank you, Pixie the Woods. Appreciate it. There's a bunch of wise people. Obviously, I learned from. And many of them are in here. True, I was just caught off by him even comparing us like that. Yeah, it's. You know, he wouldn't remember when he said also that Kenny is happy. He's driving down to, you know, he's thanking you guys. He's telling me to thank you guys on his behalf, and he's happy on his way to the bank. He's laughing, whatever. This is just him trying to get into your guys' head to try to get you guys also to give up your positions. So I don't care. After Moas, you know, I literally might send a box of bananas to Citadel Company. Might just send a whole carton of bananas, like a tray. Tell them thank you. That's the least I could do. You did so much bad, and you prolonged this even longer so they can become more exotic, making me more money. The least I could do is give you get back some bananas. With love, AB. After Moaz, we're going to be in a situation to help a lot of people in need. Yes, we can't forget those who lose retirements and stuff from others' actions, of course. That's why we got to start some. Honestly, I'll be more than happy to sit with all of us, and maybe that's why I want to do this channel and grow it, so that maybe we can get so many people to do. I'm serious, guys, about the company for us, like the ape company, the FU cabal that I'm talking about. I'm serious about it. What we could do with that is what we could take from that world to give back to the people. Because even those people with 401ks, look at them. All their life is what? This is the reason why I went and lived my own life, and I left college and worked my own way and struggled to get to open my own businesses and stuff, because I refused to look at that diagram in life. And this is personally just for me. And I looked up and I saw, okay, now I'm 18. Next thing you know, I'm only going to be free from this model of from school to another school, from high school to college, from college straight to work. And then I was like, when will I ever be free? Once you retire from work, what, 62, 65, 67? So I had a deep down thought with myself, and I was like, is this how I see my next 50, 60 years on Earth? No, I didn't want that. I said, no, I want to go struggle right now, learn everything from life right now, get everything to be dwindled down on me, you know, get screwed over. And you guys remember the AB story, life story, when we moved to the US. And I'm glad I did it, because it made me who I am today. Because I could sit and, you know, comfortably say, you know what, with the good and the bad, I take all of it. But at least I did it my way. Frank Sinatra on you guys. All right, guys. Well, glad I was able to catch up with all this. Oh, as always, I highly, highly thank all of you. I love all of you guys in here. Thank you for stopping by and sharing this amazing moments with me. And thank you for putting up with me and listening to me. And it's always a blast just to be with you guys. But once again, until tomorrow, see you guys on the cam in the Wolf Pack with CS Trades 101. And until then, much love, AB Investments.